Hey, sugar. I feel like there are so many different things that I need to learn as an adult. I'm this nasty on a regular day, like on a Tuesday. I am your host, Samia Burton, and don't worry, it's not just another sex podcast. Hey, y'all, welcome back to Not Just Another Sex Podcast. I'm your host, Samia Burton, and we have a guest with us today. So, you guys have asked all the time, who is that you was talking about on your 8 at the table interview who be rubbing coochies and stuff? And we were so blessed today to have her join us. So welcome, rubbing coochies.
Rubbing coochies is what I do for a living. And
Welcome.
dicks. And dicks.
Okay, and dicks. A hard D. This is Dash from the owner of Pure Intimacy. Hello, Dash. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm so happy to have you. I'm happy. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right. So we brought you in kind of early, so you're gonna walk through my schedule for the day with me.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I done been to work with you because you rubbed my coochie, and we're gonna get into that in a second.
And I'm back.
This is an adult episode, y'all. If y'all didn't know. All right. So let's start off. Well, first of all, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
You just wrapped up a tour.
I just wrapped up my fifth 23 city massage tour.
Goodness.
Earlier this week. Finally done. And I don't want to see a massage table for the next month.
I know your do your fingers be hurting?
My fingers, my wrists, my shoulders, my arms, my back, everything.
Oh my goodness.
Everything. But I give everything to my clients. So I'd much rather be the one in pain and then to give them an experience that they desire.
Okay. Well, let's get into our schedule. We're going to get into all about your work in just a second. So we start off the show with an adult tip of the day. This can range of anything. It could be something super serious. It could be therapeutic. It could be, hey, you just need to know this, or, you know, a real nigga fact. And so today's adult tip of the day, is you need to go on a solo date by yourself at least once a month. And I'm really being like generous there. I think it should be at least twice a month, but I would say at least once a month.
I agree.
Yes. So I feel like even in dating, I like, whether it's men or women, I like to know that they pour into themselves. Like if you don't spoil yourself, you're not going to be able to spoil me.
Nobody, right.
Right. And then like even just as balance, especially as a mom and as a businesswoman and all these other things, I feel like when we don't make time for the other things that don't make us money, you're off. So, like, if I play piano, I mean, I don't, but if I did, you know, I feel like you should still make time for those things, your hobbies and stuff like that. And also, I think that a lot of people should get comfortable with being alone.
But then also, you can't expect somebody else to wine and dine you and take you out if you don't do it for yourself.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, you can, but you should.
You can, but I
shouldn't.
think it starts with you.
Absolutely. And fellas, that's not just a tip for the ladies. I think for the men too. I know a lot of my friends, they make time to go to the gun range and go to the cigar lounges by themselves without the opposite sex present, or, you know, somebody that you're interested in present. Like, just do something for yourself and you get more comfortable with it. And I think you should go all out. Like, throw that face on. You know, make a reservation for some real boss ass shit. Like if you sitting alone, you got to make a.
That's me.
Yeah. So that, throwing a full face, and then afterwards, make sure, you know, you get yourself off. Don't be going like 30 seconds in, like a little foreplay, like run a bath. You know what I'm saying? Some music. Folks be going. When people catch their own nuts, I feel like they just be in there like they rushing, like you about to get caught.
Quick to start, quick to finish.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, on your dates, y'all, please, at least just on your dates once a month with yourself, please take some time.
I need a little more than once a month.
Thank you. But for the adult tip of the day, we're asking you to at least just start and one time a month and tell me that you don't feel a little different. So, all right. So next we're going to talk about our Twitter of the day. It's called Twitter Talk, okay? I know there's a lot going on with Twitter, but I feel like Black Twitter cannot be erased from...
Black Twitter is not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. And whether it's on Instagram or going viral on TikTok or whatever, I feel like at the end of the day, Twitter was the grandfather.
Twitter is the place to be.
Yeah. So,
Twitter is the place to be.
Twitter Talk conversation, list in order of importance: compatibility, sexual chemistry, or I guess what you have in common. I didn't put love in there because I feel like if you with somebody, love should be the given, like how important it is, Or I guess if you're in love with somebody. I really didn't make up my mind when I was talking about it, so we're gonna figure it out right here and right now. It's okay. It's all right. Shit happens. I will say that back in the day, love used to be the most important thing to me. And that was very stupid. That was stupid.
So what's your order now?
I think compatibility is number one for me now. And then I would say chemistry. And then I would say being in love with the person or like the things we have in common. I would say it in that way because compatibility really shows up in a lot of different ways. Financially, are you compatible? You know, as far as our careers, are we compatible? If you're always gone and I'm always gone, if we don't have any time together, or there's
nothing there.
Also, I mean, I work in entertainment and sex now, so I mean, are you compatible? Like, does your personality, is it compatible with what I have to do to, you know what I'm saying, make this money?
So when it comes to the second thing on your list,
sexual chemistry.
Is sexual chemistry, like, how is that? I feel like compatibility and sexual compatibility is like right here.
I think we have to have like a fluidness. We have to have a level of intimacy that I do desire. And I feel like coming from I am very like sapiosexual. You know, I love to get in somebody's head, and I damn sure love somebody to get up in mine.
We know.
And I know. And I feel like, especially with my job, I do flirt. You know what I'm saying? Like on camera, off camera. And there's also a certain chemistry that just comes out when you're trying to relate to someone else. And that's intimate. And I couldn't imagine doing that with other people all day, every day. But then with my partner, we don't have that level of intimacy because it could make me feel insecure, even like if you had that with somebody else, but we don't have it. It's not about who else you have it with. I just need to also have it.
I agree.
With you. You know, I think a lot of women be like, oh, I want to date that I don't want to date the nice guy, thinking that but it's not that they're a nice guy. Y'all just don't have any chemistry. You know what I mean? So
they prefer the...
Yes. And I think that being in love is last for me. Not that it doesn't matter, but if I put it in order, it would be last because there are people that have fucked up your life that you're in love with or that you've loved. And yeah, we're going to talk about that later. I want to know. You know, and love changes. Love is a choice. Someday it's like, hell yeah, I want to love you. And some days like, but you lucky I fucking love you.
Yeah, because people grow. You grow independently and then you grow together. And so that love, of course, changes over time. It's not going to stay the same as when you first met them.
Absolutely.
So I agree.
And we change, you know, so yeah. So what's yours? I saw you tried to put that on me, but again, I want to know. Or what's your 3 if it's not these 3? But I would like to know your order.
I would say compatibility is my number 1. Sexual compatibility is probably also number 1. They're like both neck and neck because just as you work in the sex field, entertainment, and me doing what I do is big.
No?
Seeing coochies, pussies, dicks, all of that, like all day long, every day.
Yeah,
I'm just like, damn.
I need it. I need it.
But sexual compatibility is very high on my list because there's a long list of things that I desire and that I want. And if you're vanilla, so to speak, I'm just like, eh.
See, they're going to have us caught up. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into it. Okay, and so is love your last one?
Love is number 1 too.
Aries are greedy women. Okay, Aries are so greedy. We want everything.
I can't put them in. I can't put 1, 2, and 3. I need all of them.
Run me all that. I need
all that. All at once. I love bombing a little bit. I need all of it.
Okay. My name is Samia, and I'm the host of Not Just Another Sex Podcast, and I might look familiar to you because I'm also the owner of Sexual Essentials. One of the main things that I was known for was teaching people how to do the skills that they need to have a great sex life. That means I teach masterclasses in Dick Riding 101, masturbation and squirting, and the infamous Mouth Master class. So what we're doing today for our listeners is giving you 50% off any class of your choice with the code NJASP. That's just the, initials of the name of the podcast if you can't remember. But use the link below or any of the links in our bio so you can take advantage of this offer. All right, now back to the show. So, speaking of vanilla, I want to talk about you. So we know that we got to take it back how we met. So I was scrolling, ironically, on Twitter one day, and I saw this lady who was posting a picture of her massage table, and it was like wet as fuck. The sheet was wet, and she was like, "Oh, just made one of my clients squirt." And so y'all know my ass had to double back. And I was like, "Bitch, doing what?" She was doing massages. And so I knew that erotic massages were around, but I had yet to find a woman. And because I had never got one, y'all know I'd try anything, 3 times. But
I say the same thing.
Look here, Dara got me on it, and I was like, that. I feel that in my spirit. I really do. I'll try anything 3 times. Because the first time may not be good just because you might have done it wrong.
And then the second time, you're just like, I need another chance.
Like, I should have better. But third, I followed my intuition. I tried it, for sure. If it don't work out,
if you like it or not.
Yeah.
Got you.
So I reached out to Dash. I booked a massage. And I was like, hey, can you rub my coochie? And then can I interview you afterwards? I really work. I have a job. I own sexual essentials, so I'm not just, weird. And she was like, okay. And going back to that solo date thing, it wasn't solo, but I did make it a date experience. And so like we all of us flew out to, what was that, Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah.
Or Miami. And like we got the corner room. So like the view was amazing. Beautiful. It was beautiful. Like you could see the ocean. And Dash was looking all fine as fuck. Like she coming to makeup and lingerie and everything. Like for real.
I gotta entice you a little bit.
I was like, do we get to what we doing after this massage? And she was just really professional, super nice, and just made me feel really comfortable. She had a playlist, and it was really good. So I had someone watch me get the massage. So that's a little tidbit y'all can have your partner watch and all that stuff. But and now she offers like a new room massage, so it's like she could be naked and massage you. I ain't get that one, but I'm gonna do that one again, and then I'm gonna let y'all know. But anyways, we did the massage, and it was amazing. Like it was super amazing, and it was just so comfortable. I feel like because you were a woman, a Black woman at that, and and so we've been attached ever since.
Ever since.
We've done the art exhibit, we've done interviews. And here, let's just reference back to the clip at 8 at the table, where a lot of you guys have found out about Dash. All right, we're going to plug that here. Doom. All right. So, so how did you get into this? Because, a lot of times everybody's like, that ain't legal. You can't be
That is true. So I went to school for massage therapy in 2014, 15-ish. You know how your parents are always like, you either get a job or you go to school. And I really didn't want to get a job. So I went to school. I went to school for massage therapy and aesthetics, graduated with that. But I only went because I was kind of being forced to go. I didn't really want to go. And so when I came home from the military, I have this knowledge. Why not do something with it? I have this knowledge of body work. I love people. I'm very intimate. I'm a sensual person myself. So why not tap into something that I'm very familiar with already and just introduce a different side to it? So although there was sensual massages before I came out, it was very discreet. Like you would barely hear about it, barely see it. It was very discreet. And me being comfortable in who I am, I don't want to be discreet. I want to be discreet with my clients, but I want to be open about it because I'm an open individual.
Advertise, market,
absolutely. And so I tapped into it. Initially my clientele was 100% men, and 100% men, no women at all. I had this one client, and he's still a regular to this day. Dash, can you please massage this woman that I'm dating? And I was just like, now this is the first woman I've ever massaged outside of massage school. So I'm just like, yeah, I've never done a yoni massage, nothing.
Okay.
So I said, yeah. I got to the hotel. She didn't show up. He got the massage. He reached out to me again. Dash, can you massage this other woman that I'm dating? I said, oh, absolutely. I went again. And me and her were actually on the elevator together, but had no idea it was each other. Now, she see me carrying this table. She's like, you about to give a massage? I was like, yeah. She's like, I'm about to get a massage. And I'm just like, oh. But it never clicked.
Right.
So we walking down the hallway together, into the room together. And I said, oh, okay. So I change. I go over my disclaimer to make sure we're both comfortable with each other. Consent, what her boundaries are, what my boundaries are. He pulled up his chair, I sat up, and I started massaging. I blindfolded her. I got to the yoni massage, and I wasn't nervous because I'm comfortable. I date women, so I'm familiar with. I know what the coochie, you know. I wasn't nervous, but I was kind of like nervous just because this was my first time doing it. When it comes to my business. I did it and I just looked down and it was like her juices everywhere. And I was like, oh, shit, let me keep going. I kept going and that's how the bottom of my table got soaked. And I posted it just to my little 1,000 followers on Twitter. Just because usually I'm on there talking shit to myself.
Yeah.
And it went crazy. I was on my way to work. I was working a security job. 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. working a security job. And my phone is just like, zzz, zzz, zzz. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I pulled over. Well, I pulled into the parking spot. I clocked in. I just went outside. My phone actually froze. I could see everything happening, but I can't touch it. It's frozen. I said, oh my God, I'm going viral. And so, I mean, my following just going up, going up, going up. And then there was so much negativity, but the positivity outshined that. Absolutely. It was so many people saying, you're going to jail, you're this, you're this. And I'm just like,
you were about to lose your job.
See, I didn't renew my license.
Right.
I wasn't operating under the LMT title. So that that's out the window. So now me operating as a masseuse, this is just me 100%. There's nobody backing me up. There's no insurance or nothing like that. Nobody getting in trouble. And I took it on the road. And here I am 2 years later.
I love to freaking hear it. Dash has been super amazing. And like myself, she's had pages been deleted and things like that. And it's like, I know that the positive outweighs the negative, but I think that I'd like to address like some of the negativity that people say because they'll be like, oh, you know, this is illegal and things like that. And it's like when I was doing it where it was legal, y'all wasn't booking that though. Y'all weren't booking that. And so a lot of people will have negative things to say, but at the same time, this is what you guys are encouraging. So which one is it? But also you could still come to me and just ask me not to rub your coochie and just say, I mean, that's a very expensive massage because it is what it is.
Well go the whole nine.
Exactly. You might as well let somebody rub your coochie.
But then also if you want a regular massage, go to a regular massage therapist.
Absolutely.
I'm not a regular massage therapist.
Right.
I don't advertise regular services. I don't say, oh, hey, I'm going to give you a deep tissue. This is everything that you see on my social media is what you get. I am in lingerie. My makeup is done. The room is set. There's rose petals. There's candles. Everything that you see on social media is what you're getting when you come to me. So I'm not in here in scrubs. I don't have no lotion belt on. That's not what we're doing.
It's booty cheeks and baby oil, baby.
We're going to get down and dirty in here. And sometimes a little bit more dirty than others, but that's okay.
Since we're on that topic, there was a day on Twitter that you were talking about, and you was letting these niggas have it. You was like, you know what, y'all ain't really nasty. Do you remember this day, Dad? She was like, y'all ain't even nasty. Like, y'all say y'all kinky, y'all say y'all this, y'all say y'all that. And you had told a story about this man that you was dating, and you were like his sub or something. And I don't know where I went, but I missed out on it. And I was wondering if you could, because you do have such a interesting sexual background. So I'm really just digging in your business at this point. So what's up? Like, are you single? Are you monogamous? Are you I want to know I want to know that.
I am. I'm single. I'm very much single.
Okay.
I am very single. I am not dating. Currently not dating. I currently am trying to abstain.
Your face don't even look like you agreed to this.
I'm being forced into celibacy. So I said, if I'm going to be forced into celibacy, then I may as well make the choice like
celibacy. Hold on, because celibacy until marriage.
No, oh hell no, absolutely not.
I mean, no judgment.
I don't even think I would be able
Kinda.
to handle that. I wouldn't be able to
I'm
handle
saying,
it.
why you lying?
I wouldn't be able to handle it. And I say that I'm being forced into celibacy because there's so much as far as intimacy that I want and desire. And I'm tired of the casual shit.
Woo!
I don't want it. And so because you
Okay.
can't give me the level of sexual intimacy and physical intimacy and just intimacy in general that I want, I don't want to
Keep
connect.
playing in this game.
I don't want to do it. I want the same person over and over again that's going to keep knocking the
can
back of
rev
my
it up.
pussy loose. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, knock the coins out there,
Knock the
bitch.
the sonic rings. The
So,
same person.
I feel like that's, I don't know, is it new to this almost 30 or, like, because you're not 30 yet, are you?
No.
Okay.
28.
It's all right. It's getting good over here.
It's-
Come
I
on
know.
up. We can't wait to welcome you.
I hear it gets a little intense.
It get juicy-fied. It get real juicy.
Ooh.
It get real juicy.
Oh,
Um,
trying to see what that's like.
but that feels like a double entendre. But I'm gonna let it go.
It was
Because
pun
we at work.
intended.
We.
Pun intended.
I feel like at around this 28, 29, getting into 30s age, it's like a lot of, I feel like, at least for me, I've had my whole phase, I guess, for lack of better words. And I've got to try a lot of things. And some of those things were really amazing. Some things not so much, like I don't need to try again. But ultimately, I know what I want now. When, like, sexually, I know exactly what I want. And I feel like there is a huge emotional connection that I'm missing.
Absolutely.
And I've had great sex without large feelings. But the thing is that I care, period. I care if I'm touching another human, I care, you know? And I feel like I can tell that other people just don't. They are just okay with getting pussy. And I'm like, and if we're just speaking about, like, just, because I don't have a lot of issues with women necessarily, but when it comes to at least, like, me as a woman talking about men, I feel like a lot of men act like good sex is the same thing. You can do it right, the size can be good, and it could still not be slapping. Because ultimately, like, I could feel, like, I'm an empath, you know, so I can feel that you don't care. And I think people are like, dang, well, you got to be in love. I didn't say love. I said care. Like, I like niggas that's picky about the pussy. Like, you just fuck anything to say that you want to fuck. Like, it's so many people. Do you get I know you probably get this, where people act like they interested in you all the time. You're like, bro, you not interested. You literally are just curious about the pussy. And I ain't gonna hold you. I feel you. Like,
but that's all you have to say. But at least give me the option to choose. Because if you're just trying to fuck, I might be down to fuck too.
But I feel like they don't even really like you. And so now it's like, and mind you, it's been a while since I think I've had sex with somebody that I was like, okay, didn't like me. And you guys, when people say this, I know y'all probably think, like, what you mean you fucking people that don't like you? It means that outside of them being nice and being respectful, they don't really care at all. You know what I'm saying? Of course, when you fucking around with somebody, they're polite, you know what I'm saying? Or respectful, even if you're just trying to, you know what I'm saying, just be fuck buddies or friends with benefits or whatever. But I'm saying even those things to me have to have a level of depth. Because I feel like being around in my presence, my energy around you is going to be authentic. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that I give a fuck what you're doing next week, but whatever you got going on today while we together, like, we could talk about that, or just have a good stimulating conversation or whatever. Like, something to get the pussy going. Like, don't you like women? Like, when I'm around a man, I'm trying to, like, breathe it in. Like, I ain't got no nigga at home. When I'm around a man, I'm so excited to be there. Like,
I had a conversation with this guy, and we were just sitting in the car chilling, and he touched my pussy, and he was like, oh, sugar mama not wet today. I said, well, what the fuck did you do to get her there?
And why would you just reach into my...
I mean, well, we were kind of in the car, you know.
See. Okay. There we go. That's
but, but, I mean, I haven't yet to talk to this man since, but I had to let him know, like, it's not just...
Because of what I do, I'm just always ready.
You gotta, where's the intimacy? Where's the foreplay? Where's the something?
Right.
Do you even like me? Like, are we just gonna be fucking and that's it? I mean, we could do that.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I done got too big to be doing shit in the car. Or too old. One of them.
I think sometimes the spontaneity of it, when it just happened, when the pussy just been marinating all day on a date, and you just like, all right, well, shit, you gotta go home. I gotta go home. But
I like the spontaneity still, but I feel like it definitely got to be a certain size car. Because, like, girl, this ass is like...
Yeah, you definitely got a midget back there.
Yeah, you know. It
Whole lot of
just,
ass.
but even outside, I still like outside. We getting off track. So pull it back in. Okay, so we've established that, there's just not really good connections out here. One of the things that outside of just the real compatibility, I feel like for me, I want something that is consistent next,
Yeah.
which could mean that it can be serious but I don't think people realize that consistent doesn't always mean like, oh, this is my life forever partner.
Right. Yeah.
Being consistent means that at least we can hit some different levels. If
Mhm.
every time you're talking to somebody, it's only 3 months at a time, you're never really hitting any other levels,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
And I think that a common misconception is that just because we work in sex, that things always start off at 10. I am very much so vanilla for a while before I
Yeah.
do anything that's extra. Are you like that? Or,
Yeah. So.
or you just start out like, just slap me with it?
No. I don't know if I like being slapped anymore. I don't know. It was very triggering for me when it happened.
You slapped him back
last time. But I don't start off at 10 all the time. I think going with the energy of the person and we're on the same wavelength, then sometimes it might be 10. But I like to, let's talk. Can we go maybe have coffee? I just want to get to know who you are as a person. How do you treat women? How do you treat the women in your family? And I think it starts with me, maybe a little bit of me doing massages so much, me vetting people a lot. I'm just like, I want to search your social media. I want to see how you talk first. Like, how do you interact with people before we even go out? Because you might not like women on social media. And now we're sitting at the coffee table because you really just want to fuck. But it's like, so sometimes it does when I'm actually dating somebody or wanting to get to know somebody, it may start off at 10. It may start off at 0. It just depends on our energy, our connection together, if we do have compatibility. And what is it that you want? Do we want the same thing? Do we have the same interests somewhere along the line? But it's not always just, yeah, let's fuck, let's, get down and dirty.
Well, you say sexually that's one of your number ones, that sexual compatibility. So sexually, explain you to me. So are you more dominant? Are you more submissive? Are you a switch? Do you have any kinks? What type? You said I could talk about anything. I got the text messages, receipts to
You
pull it.
can talk about anything. I'm an open book. When it comes to sexuality or sensuality for me, with men, I'm 1,000% submissive.
I feel that.
1,000%. Baby, do whatever you want to do. I don't care. With women, I'm more dominant. I love my women clients. Like, I just, professionalism.
Have you ever hooked up with any of your clients?
I absolutely have.
During the massage or afterwards?
After. I get carried away sometimes, like their moans, and then I'm a titty.
Because you're watching all these people orgasm.
Yeah, I love titties, and so when I sit you up, when I sit behind you, and
Not you.
I
do know.
When I sit you up and I sit behind you, and I get the massage in your breasts and then your nipples, and then I'm just like
coochie on hard.
And then your body is giving into me. That shit drives me insane.
You saw me catching that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I feel kind of exposed now. I ain't really think about it like that. Like, you just seen me have, like, like if the zombies was to like come and attack and they took the information out your mind, like they would have that memory.
I know what your face look like. I know what you sound like.
All my business.
I'm sorry.
Okay, what it was hitting for though? Because I do want to know.
I mean, I was trying to be respectful of the other person in the room.
I forgot. Yeah, I have never had sex with anybody any of my colleagues yet. I mean, not.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah.
Dash and I did have a conversation. I have I have my bucket list of items. And because she had already rubbed my coochie before, and I mean we get along so well. I have a fantasy of an all girl threesome. And so I asked Dash, I was like, we were going to do it for Valentine's Day. The third person ended up not being able to do it. And so we didn't even hook up anyway. But I always thought about like, damn, how would this go down? Because like, see, I'm super extra. I would need to do the whole date thing, like, and publicly. Because I like even when I go out like with another couple, I like when people are kind of like staring like, bitch, what is going on?
Here?
What's going on at table 2? What is going on? So I feel like it would definitely have to be all 3 of us like going out, and like all 3 of us are fine as fuck. Yeah.
I
agree. We got to get her on here and we got to talk. We got to bring her back. We got to bring her on here and talk about it. I feel like I'm going to protect people's identities and shit. But we definitely have to bring her on. But I like to go out and kind of not make a scene, but remind people like it's so many little things that you could do that are like intimate that you could do in public, and PDA and all those things. I had definitely had it all planned out. I'm gonna have to go back to that page in my diary.
Hold on, but wait, how big are you on PDA? Like, what's the ranking number?
Okay, I would say I don't think I'm actually huge on PDA. It depends on who I'm with.
Okay.
A lot of times people are like, that's your cousin. Like, oh damn, we ain't touch me. Rub my cheek, rub something. I'm actually not a very touchy feely person, believe it or not. I hate physical touch, but I'm good at it. Like when I everybody be like, but you be teaching about that's sex, you know. But physical touch as the love language is something that I'm still working on. I realize I like it, but I have to be 100% comfortable, because if I'm not 100% comfortable, then I'm not gonna like it at all. And I know I need to find some gray area, and I've really been working on that. But also, just being around people that I really fuck with really does help. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm okay with certain people. And also, I'm okay with certain people touching me. Okay. You may be like, damn, somebody ain't touch me, though. But I'm a kisser. I love to kiss. So, like, PDA. Why are you looking at me like that? Yeah, I wore my girl today just for Dash. And I feel like now she's looking at it. I feel like she's looking in my mouth.
That shit just...
I do like kissing. So a lot of people will be like, you're not into PDA, but if you see me kiss someone in public, you'd be like, oh, you hell into PDA. No, I'm into kissing. Like kissing, that should be a love. I wish I could exchange kissing for physical touch instead. Like, I'm a very intimate kisser. I like to kiss.
So out of the 5
of the love
languages,
absolutely words of affirmation. Yeah. Come on now. Even the Patreon member, before the podcast, y'all already know Samia be like, hey, drop me a compliment, drop me a this. I want to read it. Like, nah, like run me that shit. Tag me. I love to hear people like praise me for doing something good, or like, and you know, I'm very emotional. So like I try to make people feel good, you know? So even hearing back from them that I did something that was extraordinary for them or made them feel a type of way, like, you know, we turn our traumas into kinks. You know, I feel like that's all we do. When you get used to people talking, I think like a mean or derogatory way to you, you know, you'd be surprised the way the words still do it. And especially with me, even as a sapiosexual, like education, like I love talking to people about their craft, period. Just because they be so fired up about it. I'm like, ooh.
Passionate. I was actually having a conversation the other day with a client in Vegas, and I like to give myself between 30 minutes to an hour between each person to reset. I got to shower all over again and meditate, get myself back together again. But I realized that anytime I start talking about my business, I'm like well into my break now. Like, lady, you gotta go. But I'm just so fired up about pure intimacy. I'm just like, damn.
Passion is really a
universal.
Really
do gotta go. Like, I gotta get ready for the next person.
Gotta leave it.
I have to get ready for the next person. But passion is definitely, it's rare. Number one, especially when it comes to.
You think so?
I think it's rare.
Really?
When it comes to, well, for me in the field that we're in, I think it's rare. A lot of people are tapping into sex work just because of OnlyFans. You make money and you know all of this stuff, but it's not.
I wish
an actual passion. For me, I feel like it's not.
And see, that's why I never did an OnlyFans. Well, you know, outside of like my son, I've never been into like the nude side of things. Like I'm just now getting into, you know, lingerie and things like that. I'm more like a classier, like not saying that that's not classy, but I'm like literally like old fashioned type outfits. I feel like because I do have a big ass booty and I do have titties, like going in Charlotte attire is so fucking funny to me. Even though I don't fuck with Charlotte. You know, from Sex and the City, I don't really fuck with Charlotte. But, you know, some classy things, like as far as like fashion style, I feel like are surprising when I wear it, because usually when I show up, people are expecting me to be half naked, and so usually I rarely am.
Yeah,
I
can understand it.
You know what I mean? And
it
just happens to be that this is kind of where I've landed when it comes to like the clothing and things like that. But it's so crazy because sexually, that literally has nothing to do with me sexually, I don't know about y'all, but I am definitely at a point where staying home is one of my favorite places to be. It's where I'm the most comfortable. But also at this age, it's where I want to feel the most sensual. So how do I get both? Sexual Essentials thigh-high socks have been amazing. First of all, they actually are made for thick thighs as well. So they go all the way up to my lady parts. So I put them on with a pair of boy shorts or cute undies, crop top, or a large t-shirt. And I'm in the mirror taking selfies, and I just can't get enough of it. I'm super obsessed. So they have 5 colors, and we want you to get 15% off as our loyal listeners. So make sure that you use code NJASP, the initials of the podcast, and you're going to get 15% off your entire order. The link can be found below, or you can check the link in our bio on any of our social medias so that you can get your pair of socks before your color sells out today. All right, now back to the show. But I always said, like, I do like the idea of like making porn or something like that. I said the next consistent thing I'm in, I'm definitely going to make porn, but I've never wanted to distribute it. I would love to make it. I don't want to sell it. Like, I don't want to disperse it. But, I got the Ray-Ban glasses. So Marvelous put me on the Ray-Ban recording glasses. Yes. And then, making all this content, you learn how to chop and edit some shit. And, we done brought people on Patreon to teach us how to make porn videos and things like that. So it's like, I like to see. Like, I like to watch my partner, like, do all types of things, like, on other people. Like, I like to watch them because you fine as fuck. But if you always on me, I can't really see you the same.
Yeah.
Like, if you on top of me, I'm not going to see the same thing as if you fucking somebody else and we in a threesome, or if we just record us and then we can watch it later.
So, like, what would your first scene be like?
Ooh. Dang, let me think.
You sitting there with Ray-Bans on?
With Ray-Bans? I'll probably have, I'm a nerd. So, like, it'll have to be some books and shit. Like, I need, like some type of library, coffee. How you say library? 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 Library.
Library?
In the library. Like, some type of coffee, reading thing, and just talking about, like, work and passion and some shit. I know that sound bad. I feel bad, corny, right now. We should X this out. I know they'd be like, no, Samia. But I'm just saying, like, I like realistic porn. But also, I'm going to commit to the scene. Whatever we do, I'm going to commit. Okay. I really need to get into acting. That's what I need to do. Let one of these personalities flourish, bitch.
How many personalities you got?
I don't know. We got to see. I mean, we can pull out. But, I can adjust to the situation. And I feel like sometimes it's an outlet for being dramatic,
I agree.
Yeah. I agree. I feel like there are a lot of character traits that I think that I used to be uncomfortable with. And I've just found that there's a certain time and a certain place for certain things. Because being dramatic while you sucking dick sometimes works.
See, and I learned that about myself. I'm a drama queen. I'm a drama queen. I like to get the real high pitched moan sometimes. I don't have no hair, so I don't have nothing to throw, right? I don't have nothing to toss over my shoulder, so I feel like I gotta be a little bit more. You know how the women, when you about to get real serious about sucking dick, you put your hair up in the ponytail?
Oh, yeah, it does.
I mean, baby, I gotta give a whole lot more neck because I don't have nothing. I don't have no hair. And I gotta make a little bit more, my sounds gotta be dramatic. It gotta be a little bit more spit, right? So I think the drama really gives it that extra oomph, that kick that you need.
I feel like commit to it. Commit to the scene. Commit to whatever you're doing, especially if you're being by yourself or with the partner. Like, act like you want to fuck this person. Yeah. And I understand being shy. I do. But once you're out of that shell and you're going, like, even like when you watch a play, they overdo their movements or they overdo the makeup because you think that you're doing a lot when you close up on you. Yeah. But the performance, like the visuals of it all, like, go ahead and fuck in front of the mirror. I bet you be like, oh my gosh, we look terrible.
It comes across a lot better. Like, it sounds better, it looks better. But then sometimes when you do have chemistry with that person and then you being a little bit more dramatic, makes them feel like, oh, she really into me. Like she doing all of this shit. She's doing all of this stuff. I'm not
telling y'all to fake it.
I'm not faking. I'm not to say faking it, but for myself personally, I'm dramatic outside of sex. Like I'm dramatic as fuck. But
you do have on a cheetah dress, red lipstick.
I'm dramatic.
Blonde hair. It's giving, bitch.
But to somebody that I'm with intimately, and I'm doing all of this, the gawk 5,000 twist, super twist, spit everywhere. She really. She's enjoying.
Yeah, she enjoying herself.
I feel like it goes a little bit. It gives it that extra kick you need.
I feel that. Perform a little bit, y'all. Just perform just a little bit.
Yeah.
I need you to tell us a story though, because you did talk about some on Twitter, and I didn't hear you hit on it, and then we have to talk about the art exhibit before I let you go.
About a story.
The art exhibit. While you think of that story, let's talk about the art exhibit. So the art exhibit is a live sex art show that Sexual Essentials and SE Media Group has put on for 2 years, and it's been amazing. And it's like a luxury, all inclusive, like luxury, all you can drink, open bar type event, and it's themed every year. It is a black tie event. In this past year, the theme was Harlem Nights, real blackety black. And Miss Dash performed with Simone Sky. It was not planned actually that way. It wasn't planned that way. But this year they ended up performing together, and y'all was so damn good. If you have not seen the art exhibit, though, we do have a documentary that is on Patreon, and it features a lot of the performances, interviews, behind the scenes, and things like that. So make sure you click below to look at that. But for those that were there, it was pretty mind blowing. Because y'all videos were playing in the background as well. Like y'all had
to see it
because you was working.
I know.
We looked up and I was like, damn, Dash and porn.
I watched it a zillion and one times before I sent it in, but I wanted to
see it all together
a little bit to. Oh damn, that's me.
Look, it looks so good, and you all's chemistry was so great on stage.
I'm not gonna say I was shocked, but because me and Simone flirt over social media a lot, so I wasn't surprised about in-person chemistry. But the second that we met, we were just like, okay, this is what we got to do. We got to do this. It was like us trying to figure out what our act was, and so it just happened.
with a tone of naturalness to it, though, which I really love.
It just happened.
One of the other vendors was just like, he was in the background while you guys were planning it out. And he was like, damn, they're really planning that shit out. He was like, it's really art to it. And I was like, actually, it's always like that. I said, whether you're doing podcasting or, sex work or things like that, you talk about certain big points that you want to hit, but you can't, design everything because there has to be a level of natural to it, When
it flowed the way that it did, I was just, because we were talking in each other's
and y'all both fine.
Time.
Like y'all both fine. So it was really good to see.
It flowed really beautifully. I enjoyed it. It was great. You did a great job. You did a great job. We're ready for year 3.
Hey, you guys. It's your host, Samia. I hope that you guys are loving the show. Let's think about this name here. Not just another sex podcast means that some of it is absolutely sex. So if you're loving the content and you want to talk about this more, you need to join our Patreon community. There we have almost 300 hands-on classes, workshops, interviews, behind the scenes, and so much more. We even meet up once a week on Zoom to discuss the episodes. Did you relate to something? Did you have something to say? Or did you just need to talk about it a little more and meet other like-minded people? Patreon is definitely where you need to be. So don't hesitate. Look below, click the link, sign up, and I will see you at our weekly Zoom. All right, now back to the show. Okay. Well, yes, you was telling the story on Twitter. Did we get the story today? Or maybe we should do it on Patreon if you don't remember at this moment.
What story?
There's a story. You were with this man. He was spitting in your mouth. Like, I remember it was this crazy ass story.
Yeah. Spitting in my mouth.
Y'all gotta follow her, y'all. Cause
I think I know who you talk about.
Cause I was like, you had a crazy, like a dominant type, like there were marks, like there were, like, I told you I logged in, logged out, and the story was gone. And I was like, damn, did she delete it?
My ex.
I don't know.
The one from Patreon. That we talked about on Patreon.
We gonna move on because y'all, she looking at me with a certain way. Like I gotta find out what the hell she talking about after thing. Y'all know I can't read lips. All right, so Before we let you go, we do want to know, do you have any advice for those that are looking to bring maybe a level of, pure intimacy in their home, massaging at home or things like that? I don't think that you can ever replace a professional, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that shouldn't be a deterrent of trying to do these things at home with
Absolutely.
your partner.
Yeah.
So do you have any advice that you want to leave us
I
with?
think it all starts with a conversation. A conversation of what your expectations are for intimacy. I think that's where it starts. But introducing massages, but understanding that massages is the foreplay. Massages are foreplay. It is intimate, and it brings us closer together. So me all on you and you all on me. Like, damn, now I'm hot and I'm ready for you now. Whereas it's just a rub here, rub there. Now we're straight to Pound Town. I think again it starts with a conversation and just be open to each other. Hey babe, I saw this. I would like to try this. Can you do this on me? Can we start by getting a table?
There you go.
Because a bed is very uncomfortable. Your head turned this way, your head
I'm so
turned that way. You
glad you
can't get
said that.
comfortable. So can we get a massage table? And can we start there? Can we explore? Fucking on a massage table is insane.
It is. It feels really
Insane.
good. Great angles.
It's insane. So can we start with number one, introducing the conversation of intimacy, because there's different levels of it. Can we get a massage table? Can we introduce this? Can we start this? I saw on Mama Chunk's Pure Intimacy page the way that she was massaging the guy's back and how she was sitting on him. Can we try this? Because I'm always all over my clients, which is why I wear lingerie, to intensify the skin-to-skin contact. And that's another way you guys can be intimate, be all over each other. You love this person and you're comfortable with them, be all over them. So I think that's the start. A table.
That's a huge start. So many people say that they don't even like wearing lingerie, which I totally get. Like, as a woman, like, it is uncomfortable. It take a lot to get on, and we really don't know how the shit go on until we get it on. And it don't stay on that long, right? It never stays on that long. And I get it, but you can't skip the steps and then think that you're going to get the same outcome every time. You be like, oh, well, we don't even do it that long, but guess what? It makes a difference. It's just like if you baking cookies, bitch, you better put some salt, like just a pinch of baking soda in here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, otherwise it may be a little bit, but you don't even realize until you're missing it, or once you have it, what it can really do. Even just getting the massage tape, I tell people all the time, like, you do not have to work in sex. Like, people are like, oh, what you got that for? Like, I'm telling you, mind you, it's like $100 massage table, so you can get that right off Amazon. It's delivered to your door. Like, but just adding some of those extra details and finding ways to be more dramatic. You know what I'm saying? Because yes, you could do it on your bed or whatever. And also, y'all are signed up to the Patreon. It's almost 300 videos there. There are more than one. There's the yoni massage video that we have on there. And it teaches you different forms of massage. You got lingam massage, and we've interviewed not only Dash, but other companies for different types of massages that you can learn from the comfort of your own home. So use the resources that are out there. A quick YouTube video. And like I said, it won't replace the professional, but quick YouTube, like how to rub somebody's feet properly. Like, it don't have to be the entire body, but if you could just be intentional for 10 minutes? Yeah. It makes a big difference.
It makes a huge difference. Or you can book me and bring me in and do your couples massage.
Okay.
I can introduce it for y'all.
Look here, we gonna have to talk about it next time. But I want you and someone else to give me a massage together.
I had the perfect person. Actually,
we'll get into it. So before we leave y'all, we want to leave y'all with a spiritual tip of the day. Today's spiritual tip of the day is check out your birth chart. So I know a lot of people have a lot of stuff to say about astrology, and I think that social media has done a really good job of making people hate it all together, because they like, I do that because I'm a Gemini, and a lot of people, make excuses about just being a bad person with their sign, or either because it's so generalized. But today's spiritual tip of the day, we threw this in the show so that way you could get better and deeper with your spiritual journey, and sometimes getting things explained. So today I want to talk about the birth chart. The birth chart is not just about like me being in Aries, for example, but it pulls all of the planets and it lets you know where all of the energy in the universe was when you were born. So that's your sun sign, where the moon was, where each planet was when you were born. And all of these things help you to not only predict what's going to happen with you, but tell you what has happened and what's going to happen, and also tell you what problems you're coming up against for there to be change. And so you're probably like, what the fuck, girl? I still don't understand. When you put in your date of birth, the city you were born in, and the time and the city, it pushes back out to you a natal chart, and you can read the chart. And so a lot of people are like, well, I don't know if that's real. Guess what? If a tsunami was coming, if a hurricane was coming, they're using the exact same information to judge. Like that's where you get your news and the weather from. They read the stars. So even if you don't believe it, you do need to at least believe in the science of it all. And so I do implore you all to check out a birth chart reading. My astrologist is Gigi. I will drop her information below. If she's not able to get to you, she can probably refer you to someone else. And we have multiple readings on my Patreon of my birth chart. And what has done for me. I will tell you guys it's helped healing in some of my traumas, help me be a better mother, and be more clear about what I wanted in life and the things that are holding me up, So I will always say that my life forever changed once I found my birth chart. I know sometimes people don't have a lot of huge problems in their life, and so they're like, I don't know if it really matters. But for me, I had a whole bunch of shit that was fucked up. So that shit was slapping for me, and I hope it could do the same for you. Well, this was Not Just Another Sex Podcast, and we want to thank Dash from Pure Intimacy for being with us. Can you please let us know where we can find you? All her links will be below in the episode, wherever you're listening to this, and tagged on Instagram. But go ahead and tell it to the people that are listening.
Well, first, thank you for having me. You can find me on Instagram, Pure Intimacy with 2 Y's at the end. My website is pureintimacy.net. All of my booking info is there as well. You can book me on pureintimacy.net. I do travel. I can come to your home. I can provide a location and give you the experience that you want. You want it. But yeah, pureintimacy.net.
Yay! From rubbing coochies to sitting on couches. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And if you have not caught up on our last episodes, please make sure that you do that. Please make sure that you check the links below to sign up for Patreon. You guys, a lot of these classes that I'm referencing, they are there. It also gets you added to my close friends, private group chat, all that good shit. So I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week.